Welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Check out who dropped in. The legendary Ruth Buzzy, one of the funniest ladies in showbiz. Find out what brought her to South Louisiana and share some laughs with us as I sit down with Ruth and her husband, Kent.
So I don't do I do dishes. I clean the house. I don't do any showbiz unless all of a sudden it comes to me. And then I do it.
Then DR.NICK on covert covenants. You may be making them with people and neither of you even realize it. How to avoid the pitfalls of this toxic arrangement. But first, winner of 5 Emmys and a Golden Globe, Ruth Buzzy recently gave a lot of laughs to South Louisiana. What brought her here was a barn, the backwoods, and someone she's had her eye on.
The neighbors, they don't know just what we're doing. They think we're on a visit with some friends. Now ain't it good that we still love each other? And ain't it good slipping around again? This don't mean that we don't do the same things back at home. It only means that love and feeling still hanging on. Ooh.
Nothing slipped in Ruth Buzzy's wit or humor in the 50 years when the hit show Laugh-In made her a household name.
Stood the test of time, from all those things you did back then to even the things you're doing now. What's the secret?
What's the secret? Mm-hmm. Well, it's obvious. Look at my face.
Ruthie's always been face to face with the best in the business. Lily Tomlin, Goldie Hawn, Flip Wilson, Dean Martin, and Don Rickles, just to name a few.
What a wonderful guy. Oh, he was.
But this is her favorite guy, her husband of 39 years, Kent Perkins.
I came along with a screwdriver and helped him get out of it.
Is that really true, Ruthie?
It's better than the real story.
Okay.
The bottom line is, 39 years, how long does it actually seem to you?
40.
I remember when I was a little girl, I fell in love with the most wonderful boy in the world. I remember the first time he took me to his apartment. He kissed my hand, he kissed my shoulder, he kissed my face, he kissed me and kissed me again and again until finally I looked up into his eyes and I said, "Is that all there is? Is that all there is? If that's all there is, my friend, then let's keep it."
Did you know you were funny then?
Do you know how every little girl takes dancing lessons?
Yes.
Oh, I was a terrible dancer. Terrible. Because I was not a good dancer. And, you know, how many, let's see, there's about 30 girls in the class, right? And 29 of them are good with the steps, except me. And so, in order to keep going, I thought I've either got to be funny with this stuff or get out. So I was funny. And I knew it.
She's tapped into comedy ever since.
When she was 17, they sent her to California from Connecticut to be.
Who did?
Her parents.
My parents, they really wanted me out of the house.
She wanted to be an actress, and they sent her to the Pasadena Playhouse where she graduated. And she went to college with Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman.
Ruthie even performed on Broadway. Lucille Ball was her mentor. She shared the stage with all the greats.
If you want to make something of it, I want you to meet me out in the parking lot, and we'll have it out man to man.
Including Carol Burnett.
There are 2 seats in there. Go on, you're Portia, you're not.
Excuse me, sir. Oh.
Watch it, buddy.
81 years young, she still performs, even though she insists she's retired.
I do dishes. I clean the house. I don't do any showbiz unless all of a sudden it comes to me, and then I do it.
And that's exactly what brought her to South Louisiana.
If there were a call that came in now that made you get up and say, I'm going to go after it again, what would that call be? Who do you think it would have to come from, and what project would it have to be?
Oh, well, John Schneider would probably have to be the producer.
It flew right out of her mouth.
My publicist was her publicist, and he had told me that she had said she wanted to, well, if John Schneider called me, I'd be in a movie. I thought, well, that's great. Well, absolutely. We had 1 month out. I had talked to Barry Bostwick about it, and there was this role in there for Agnes.
Really?
Right.
You didn't like
Crazy Agnes. No, Crazy Agnes. Crazy Agnes. She said she'd love to, so it was great.
They filmed it last fall. John had never met Ruthie until then, but he knew of her.
I was a big Laugh-In fan. Yeah, loved that.
One of your favorites?
Beautiful downtown Burbank. Yeah, she was hysterical.
Did he do a good job directing and producing?
Beautiful.
Okay, good.
Yeah, really.
Good.
He's got the fine touches of an excellent director. He's really, really good.
John cast Kent in his movie too, which has a funny twist. 40 years earlier, the role of a lifetime came down to these two.
I met John when he was a teenager.
Did you?
Yeah, he lied about his age so he could qualify for an audition at ABC. Because CBS. He wasn't old enough, so he lied about it. I was the other guy auditioning for the part of Bo Duke back then. When I was 28 and he was like 17.
They brought me to be 17. I was 18. I mean, big diff.
You know it was only down to 2. Did you know?
Well, you know, he likes to think that. But I let him think that. I'm sure he was. Because we're the same size. Actually, he might be a little taller than me. And he was the age I said I was. I said I was 26.
Okay.
24. No, I said I was 24. They wanted people 24 to 30, and I told them I was 24. They wanted people from Georgia, and I was from Westchester County, New York, so I told them I was from Snailville, Georgia.
I love it.
Lived on a farm, never been on the stage. Hey, y'all, how you doing? Right?
Did it buy it?
Drank beer. They did. They bought it.
If John just hadn't auditioned.
But I'm glad he got the part because nobody, including me, nobody could have done with it as much as he did. He really knocked the cover off that ball. Nobody in history could have been a better Bo Duke.
Right.
And I'll admit it. Hats off to that guy.
They saddled up last weekend for a whole new adventure together. Yeehaw, John's new TV variety show.
How did he get you into this idea of Yeehaw?
By telling me that I do it with Kent.
Oh, great.
Because I like to be on camera with Kent.
You do?
Yeah, because I feel we're home and it's very relaxing and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a scripted thing.
Yeehaw's barely scripted at all, which is much of its mystique.
Our host,
Like the big snowfall the day before the show, they gotta be ready for anything that's thrown at them.
Yeehaw is so much fun. And we mess up and we laugh about it, and props fall over and people trip, and the audience usually has a better knock-knock joke than anybody on stage. And it's just great. It's great fun.
Audiences agree.
That's why this thing here, I think, is pretty important. You know, it kind of brings back some of the old school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just good, clean fun.
Everything unfolds inside John's moonshine barn at his studio headquarters on 50 acres in Holden.
It's time we all got together with our family and our friends in a moonshine barn with John, and when we say, yeah. With our family and our friends in a moonshine barn with John, that's when we say, yeah. With our family and our friends in a moonshine barn with John, that's when we all get together with our family and our friends in a moonshine barn with John. Yeah. What did you say?
I don't know, just sounds were coming out.
There's live music too.
And I'm so glad that God made country girls. Yeah, I'm so glad that God made you country girls.
It's the perfect rhythm for Ruthie and Kent, who 8 years ago sold their $1 million Hollywood mansion and moved to a Texas ranch.
We raise cattle and horses and dogs and cats.
It's a welcome change of pace. Ruthie's 50 years of showbiz had her always on the go. Of all her well-known characters, she's perhaps most known for Gladys, the cranky, drab woman with a lethal purse.
No dogs tomorrow.
Anything tonight. Anything tomorrow night. Terrace. Lost much of that, have you? How about a fast fandango behind my favorite fern?
We'll be right back, folks, so don't go away. All joking aside, Glass, it was really a pleasure having you as our cue card girl this week.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, you were the first one we could actually fit in the typewriter.
I don't want to frighten the reindeer, right?
Yet perhaps surprisingly, even back then, she felt equality in the workplace.
When I started, I was in a show with men and women. You know, so when you're working with male and females, you don't find it someone's just breaking in. When you're on stage, everybody's broken. But I used to sit and watch television when I was 10 years old. And whenever somebody came on, especially women that were funny, I laughed, and they were on TV.
Has everyone always loved you?
You never know. I mean, if you're nice, people are nice back. It's the way it works. It still does. Oh, it's so exciting just to do this now and then. Here we are slipping around again. You're too slow, Ken. You sound like you're drunk. Slipping around again. Ain't it good slipping around again? Da-da-la-loo. Woo! Hey!
No date's been set for another return to South Louisiana, but she says she will be back. We'll be sure to let you know. And still ahead, Dr. Nick on the covert covenants we keep, why it's a disaster in any relationship, and why many of us don't even know we're doing it, as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
9-time winner of the prestigious Buick GMC Mark of Excellence Award. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees.
Go Roof is proud to serve the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas with our years of experience and quality service. We want more than just your roofing needs. Go Roof cares about the client and wants you to be our customer for life. Roof replacement, repair, vents, and more. Go Roof will get it done. We have excellent standing relationships with all the top insurance companies, so making your claim is fast and easy. A beautiful roof every single time at Go Roof. Call now for a free estimate.
Each morning in Baton Rouge, we rise to meet opportunity. We carry the weight of responsibility proudly. We choose our paths. We move fast and we fly high. We light the way for others to follow. We make it happen. But what really matters is what happens when we land at home. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport. Fly easy.
We may be creating covert contracts with people, and we don't even realize it, and they certainly, most of the time, don't know it. Dr. Nick joins us with more.
Good morning.
This is No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, there's a book that I recently read. I think it's called No More Mr. Nice Guy, and he talks about this concept, which really maybe have been discussed before, but he calls it the covert contract. But let's set it up first, though.
Okay.
I think that we're clear that the persuasion principles tell us that reciprocity is an important part of human interaction.
Yes.
If I give you something, you're going to feel not only an obligation, but even a desire to give back. It really is one of the ways that we construct societal trade. I give, you give back. It's reciprocity.
Yes.
It is a part of the human condition.
And we don't need a contract to do that.
Right. But what the covert contract, at least from my understanding of the way he presents it, and I agree with it, is that I'm doing something for you, but I'm doing it because I expect something in return.
Which we shouldn't always do.
Right, because unless it's overt, it's like, unless I'm saying, okay, Whitney, I'm thinking we're married. I'm going to go do the shopping and all that. You clean the house today. That's a contract, but you're clear about what your role is. Right?
Right.
But if I go do all sorts of things for you and I don't see any of what I'm already expecting should be coming back my way.
You get back after 2 hours of doing errands and I'm sitting on the couch watching TV.
Exactly. and there's stuff everywhere that, you kind of know. And that's a pithy example, but it really does plug in to the heart of how serious covert contract can be in a relationship. We do all this stuff and then we become bitter and resentful and angry because we're not getting what we think is in return. Or tell me you're grateful. Well, tell you, I mean, you don't already know it. It's covert. It's expecting something. And when we start doing something covert, we're off the page. We're not communicating.
Okay. And it's okay to tell someone, like, let's just say, for instance, this weekend you came over and you helped me put up Christmas decorations for 2 days.
Okay.
I would probably feel like, gee, maybe I can make him a meal or I can do something, but maybe I don't. Maybe I just say, well, he doesn't do big Christmas decorations. I bet he loved it. And you feel used, and I feel like, ooh, I scored.
That's right. But yes.
But so you should say something. Right?
I was going to say, it's really on me. It's really on me to say, hey, I'm coming. I'm going to spend those 2 days with you, but I want
you to help me figure out how to upload YouTube or
right. Or you got to take me for a full body massage in no less than 90 minutes.
Or wrap my Christmas presents, right?
Or wrap the Christmas presents. It's just a relationship. It's overt. I love the notion of overt versus covert because it's out front.
Yeah.
It's clear.
So why aren't we clear with people?
It's clear.
On our expectations often. I think you're very good at that. I'm probably not.
I'm thinking of couples that struggle with you don't give me what I need, or you don't ever seem to say thank you, or I do all this work and you don't even notice it. And the spouse is sitting there thinking, where is all this coming from? It's coming from what he or she expected.
So should we say, what do you expect from this? I mean, you said the onus is on the person doing, but perhaps
it's clarity. This is what I need, or I'm going to do that. But could you do this? I don't think there's anything wrong with doing trades,
right?
In any kind of relationship. It's what can you do? All right, I'm going to take you somewhere every day because you can't see. All right, what are you going to do for me? It sounds like it's just such a simple concept, but a lot of times we do covert without knowing it. We're just not even aware of it, and then we read about it, and it's like, wow, that's what I've been doing.
And the danger is to the relationship, right?
The danger is to the relationship because the bitterness will harbor, and it'll finally come out sideways or in inappropriate manners. Or here's a good one. She doesn't care. I'm just going to go get drunk. And now we're into even more self-destructive behaviors because we didn't get what we needed. We didn't get what we wanted to ask for. But the problem is we may not get it. That person you might say, oh no, I'll decorate the tree myself.
Right.
Well, you know, if I say, well, because you would have every right to say, well, don't you just want to do it? You see how it becomes really good communication when it's not secretive?
It does.
Well, you know, I'm not any good at telling you I love you all the time. It's not my love language.
Sure.
But I'll do other things that maybe you haven't even noticed.
I'll take out the garbage and yeah.
Yeah, or do some extra cooking or something, but it needs to be clear and out front.
And it happens to strangers. Like, I mean, how about the people who want to wash your windshield? And it happens to me in New Orleans all the time.
Perfect example.
And my windshield's not dirty, and I don't want you to do that. And
perfect example. I go back to the 70s when I was running the airports in my youth, and the Hare Krishna was always going up to everybody with flowers. There are people watching that remember those days.
Oh,
and it had nothing to do with the flower. They knew that there was an obligation to give back, and they played on it. See, that's when it becomes, to me, unethical, when you play on it.
Right.
I'm giving you this flower, but I know you're going to give me some kind of donation. What, the flower cost a nickel?
Right, and you expect
and
a dollar?
you throw a 10 or a 5 or a dollar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really a very fascinating theory.
Perhaps we all be a little more altruistic. Perhaps shouldn't we all do things for others and really expect nothing?
Yes, Whitney, we should, but we're also talking about people who might have been living together for 10 or 15 years, and you know, it's just not always that easy.
True.
You know,
yeah.
Haven't you cooked great meals before and the family wasn't very excited about it?
Well, let's try last night.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to pull out my altruism right now. It's not real easy.
No. How about you and Cindy Joy and I loved dinner last night. You came over.
Stop it.
And
just didn't
Robert didn't even eat. Well, we ate spaghetti. Because there was one thing he didn't like, Brussels sprouts.
We had been watching you cook and slave
for
in the
hours.
kitchen for an hour.
And you know what I love about you? You would have eaten it even if you didn't like it. Thank you.
But it was good. But you're right. I would have. But that's you know, altruism. Yes. Altruism, but sometimes we do need something in return, and so therefore the trade is good.
Yeah, I'm going to remember to be clarity on expectations both ways.
Yes.
Ask what someone may expect in return.
Yes.
And
yes.
Be very clear about, okay, I'm going to wrap all the Christmas presents, but hey, can you go buy the wrapping paper, whatever it is, right?
Sure. Or can you know, if I do all this for you, could you, thinking what is it that they could do? I mean, I helped out somebody not too long ago, and he said, if you ever need anything, let me know. And I said, I'm going to keep that in mind. Handyman, you know.
Oh, perfect.
I'm thinking, okay, I got it in the back of my head, but it wasn't covert. He said, you know, let me know what I can do for you.
I love it. Overt is always better than covert.
Overt, be clear, and the reason why it's really important is because you may not get it, and it's better to be told no.
Thank you, Dr. Nick. That no word is hard for some of us to hear, but
it is.
But we should know it. Know the no.
Know the no.
Thanks, Dr. Nick. More Weekends with Whitney after this. Discover your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors. With 10,000 square feet of inspired interiors, it's easy to bring beauty home. Create a unique interior that reflects your exterior. Translate what you love into where you live. For 60 years, Dixon Smith has refined the art of style, space, and comfort. You're a work of art. Your home should be too. Embrace your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors in the heart of Baton Rouge. Discover Dixon.
Each morning in Baton Rouge, we rise to meet opportunity. We carry the weight of responsibility proudly. We choose our paths. We move fast and we fly high. We light the way for others to follow. We make it happen. But what really matters is what happens when we land at home. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport. Fly easy.
Classic Hits 103.3, Scott Innes. Welcome to the ride home. Put the seatbelts on, hug the babies when you get there.
Hey, Scott, coffee, water, trash need emptying?
Hey, Chris, we're good, man. Thanks for checking in now. Appreciate checking in.
Sure.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm playing Beth just for you today.
You too much, man. I love you.
Oh, I
I'm
know
gonna give you a
yeah.
kiss.
No, that's okay. Yeah, seriously.
Sure.
We're good. Seriously.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Scott Innes is back on 103.3 Classic Hits. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you back here again next week. Until then, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or you can head to my YouTube channel, Weekends with Whitney, and check out any of the 164 other shows you may have missed. Until next week, we leave you with this.
Well, this has been fun.
Well, you're so sweet to indulge me like this. I appreciate you.
I'm glad we're here,
Thank you.
Whitney.
Yeah.
Now you'll edit this down to about 8 seconds of funny stuff.
That's it.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.